Okay, I'm currently in 775 Park Avenue. This was the desk in question that was kind of, as you can see, taken off the wall. It's, like I said, not a full standalone desk, but it was a desk space. And it went, pardon the walkthrough, it went right here in the corner of this space. Obviously, we're going to take down this X-ray machine, or have them take it down because we don't need it. But this is where the other desk was. So if we can put it back, that would be great. Now, the lockers in question that I was talking about, as we take a walk through, are these mahogany cabinetry. And as you can see, they're really lovely. They don't look like quote unquote lockers, but they do have locking ability. And I think that that's important to have for any kind of manual FUE machine that can easily kind of be taken, I guess, from the space. And or possibly we may want to consider it to lock up any kind of anesthesia or medications that we're going to be offering. But I thought that it would be good. We've got 8 of them, to move them to the back office. Don't mind Zach. He's pulling the desk back.
This is good right here?
Yes, thank you.
You got it.
And I thought it would be good to put the lockers back up here somewhere, in the staff area where the, LPN and MA is sitting, and whoever else. Okay. So now coming back into here, I think Dr. Loria's request is to pull all of these cabinets out because we're not going to be using any wood or granite in the space. Everything's going to be coming out of here. Obviously, this chair and everything when the wall comes down between these 2 rooms. My next question is, I believe that also this is the lab. Are we pulling this out of the lab as well, or can we leave this as a workstation, maybe just get another larger sink? I know that I had mentioned that we might need an under-the-counter refrigerator, and I was thinking for ice cubes or to ice anything if we're using coolers for the grafts. I know you do it a little differently, so maybe I'm not understanding the flow of how you do it, but from my experience, we used coolers and we used ice and that sort of stuff. So if we don't need it, we don't need it. This was the room that was in question as a reception room, and I understand from Dr. Loria's email now that his concern is to have guests of patients kind of wandering through the office space, and I 100% agree with him. But I thought, well, if we sealed this door off so that this just became a solid wall, and the only way to get in was through this space. This has a half wall anyway, which might be good because then, we can always leave that open and keep an eye on whoever's there. And it just sits right directly behind the reception space. So it's not, it's kind of, the receptionist can keep their eye on the person. And if the person, needs to get coffee or anything, or needs to do anything, they can, if we allow them to go to the kitchen, which we probably won't, but until the cafe opens, that's what I was thinking. And also it does serve as a space for a consult, or any additional things that may come up that we haven't thought about because we don't have a lot of excess rooms for anything additional in here. Okay, this is where Dr. Loria would prefer my office be. And as you can see, this is like this whole long wall shelf thing. So it's not really set up as a space where I can bring consults in. It's a little narrow here to have everything that I need in here, a desk and chairs and consults. Maybe not horribly, but it's just a little short, I thought, possibly. But then again, we're going into doing more construction, knocking down this wall and taking up this hall closet, which is used, I guess, for like hanging jackets and stuff. That might give a little more space, not make it so narrow, but really that would be Dr. Loria's call. Also, this pass-through window, I'm just concerned that if that gets completely covered up, that this space is going to feel very dark and claustrophobic. So that's that. And also whether or not, we're going to keep any of these benches here, these benches or storage space, as you call them, whatever you want to do with that. Okay, getting back into the artist room 1 and 2. I believe, I believe we're ripping this out. I believe we're ripping all of this out completely so that we can make this room exactly cookie cutter to what the Miami surgical rooms look like. And then there's this whole shelving wall unit here. And I know that even from the emails with Carlos that you prefer to use stainless steel, but there is this nice shelving unit. I don't know what you want to do with it, but keep that in mind in case you want to keep it and transfer it to the back for the storage room. And this whole closet, I think we were going to try to keep it as storage, or maybe make it a little bit deeper for storage, because it's a little shallow and it can go back more. It can definitely go back more. I think we were going to make it the hazmat closet, which is probably good if we could walk in here and pile up some of our hazmats from the surgeries, because we do need a dedicated space for that. And lastly, coming in here, coming back around. I'm going back to the kitchen now. Oh, excuse me. The kitchen is without a refrigerator for employees to keep their food. It's really hard to find a perfect space for the fridge because we've got all these doors that open into the space. As you can see, it kind of would smash into something. And this space is really kind of small because of the wall, but I think we would need a small table and chairs here for people to be able to sit and eat their food. So the only space that I see that this would work for a fridge, and especially with the electrical outlet, would be right here in this space right by the bathroom. So I think we would need a very small refrigerator, maybe, I don't know, maybe two feet, maybe not even 2 feet wide, maybe maybe like 24 inches wide. I don't know. I gotta look online and see what the refrigerators look like. Okay, here's the room that used to have it housed all of their technology equipment. And Raphael and I were looking at it before. They've got like this crazy amount of wires and this whole box going with servers and all data stuff. I'm presuming that we're not gonna need this much in our space. I don't know if you want to reserve this space for the same thing, but this is a huge closet that I thought would be very good designation as a storage closet. It's about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by 2, so it's large. Also, I think this is where the only working thermostat is, because there's a dummy one in the front. Here's another electrical panel in here in the closet. And the other electrical box where my husband was getting all the information from is back here. Okay. I don't know if you want to have a look at this. I'll get a little closer to it. He's got reception. That's the CT room, breaker. And he's got a couple of other things here with all kinds of numbers written down. Sorry, I'm not very technical, so I can't tell you what it is. Okay, that's about it. I'm sure we're keeping this. It's in the kitchen, it's pantry space, and there's a working bathroom. And I believe there is a bathroom across the hall for people. I'm trying to keep this in the back and this in the back because I think these two things would be useful for us going forward. Not sure if they're taking all of this equipment, but it's here. And there's another thermostat here. I think this one is working. Nothing looks like it's on, but I'm assuming that's working. Okay. This is the reception area, the waiting room, which is why it's kind of small to kind of make like a couch and a TV here, and It's right out in the open, so we can figure out what we want to do with that, but that's it. I don't think I missed anything, and I will sum this up. Thanks.